fucking Growskis. It's time for another session with your fucking good friends, Skillbo, Sequence, Tara, and Dankman Dan.
Foul language at 6:01 in the morning.
We don't horse around, man. We come out firing.
Skillbo's here at my studio house bedroom.
Good morning, everyone.
It's like a poor man's DGC.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dan.
We're, as everyone knows, Michigan's starting to unlock and whatnot, so we're having to go back to work and shit. So we're getting it in right before.
Yeah, man, I got to go back to work starting tomorrow. So this is the last day of my summer vacation, and I really wanted to make it out to see Sequence before I had to go back to work. Earlier this week, I made it out to see Doc Dankenstein, and I had a good wake and bake session with him. So cheers, everybody. I hope you're smoking along with us. I'm over here cleaning this grinder because she was so caked up with the resin just from grinding up a little bit of crescendo and whatever Sequences decided.
Skillbo's that guy that comes over and he's like, I know that your doormat's clean enough, but I'm going to shake it out right here as I pull up. It's not clean enough.
I'm wiping it down, man. It's the courtesy thing.
He used my grinder once, and he's like, "Dude, you got some alcohol?" I was like, "It's fine. What are you talking about?"
Look at that.
They don't have a before.
Yeah, man.
It was fine. Everything's fine. Dan's cracking up.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, chat.
Good morning, chat. Thank you for being here.
What's up, Dan? What's up, Tara?
Good morning.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Early.
Smoked out.
What are we smoking here? I can't remember what I rolled.
Nice.
I'm rolling. We're smoking some Divine Storm.
Oh, the Bridezilla. I rolled the Michigan Medicated's Bridezilla.
Cheers.
I've got M2 Michigan Medicated's OBS right here. Orange Blossom Special.
Open broadcasting software. Polish would like that if he's awake.
That's right.
I know he's not awake.
No. He said he was going to try to be.
He had good intentions, at least.
So you met up with M2 yesterday, huh, Sequence?
I, for the second day in a row, had to drive her direction because I had stuff for the greenhouse shipped to the wrong city. It's like a 2+ hour drive each direction. So on my way that way, I was just like, hey, I'm coming into your town. I have some of my OKC flour I want to share with you. So I gave her some, and she gave me a little bit of, whatever she had so we could, sample each other's work or whatever. That's what I'm doing now, the Bridezilla. It's pretty good. This was my first. I haven't smoked either of them yet. I smoked a bowl of the GMO, but
I love the GMO.
When we had met up at Abolish last time and seen her, the Bridezilla was the one that everybody remarked on as far as flower. That and the headlights. So shout out to Michigan Medicated and to Spartan Grown. Good morning, guys.
100%. Great. Yeah, the Bridezilla is the only thing that I did not bring any back of. Well, out of everything, that was the only one I didn't get any of.
Yeah.
And the one I wanted some of.
Yeah.
But I'll get it the next round.
I'll get it, she says.
I'll get it the next round.
You need to get a cut and then you grow it yourself.
Who's the breeder? The breeder on that?
She has one ready for me, but I just couldn't.
Do you know who bred Bridezilla, Tara?
What now?
Do you know who bred the Bridezilla?
No, I don't. And she
I would
probably
normally look it up, but I can't use my keyboard.
She probably told me, but I don't remember.
Let me see. I'll look it up.
Is that one
Is it Gorilla Glue? I don't want to speculate, but
it's wedding
Skillbo's
cake.
looking right now, so you can speculate.
It's wedding cake.
I think Wedding Cake and Gorilla Glue.
And Gorilla Glue, I think. I know it's wedding
Sounds
cake.
good.
Who said GG4 and wedding cake?
I said wedding cake. Dan threw in the GG4.
That's it.
Yeah.
Morning, Eagle.
Good morning, Eagle.
Morning, Eagle.
Morning, bro.
Man, I'm excited about all the strains I got in the garden. I was just talking about it yesterday with the greenhouse partner, and been really fortunate to come across some really good cuts, obviously with such a cool friend group we have. But the stuff that got in the stable includes Mac 1, GMO. Like everybody looks for those. And then Cushman's wedding cake. Everybody looks for that stuff too. So like I'm really, really pleased with having some of that stuff. And then all the seeds that I popped are better than all of those strains. So
Awesome.
Crazy.
you know, people are excited about all of those, and then I've got the better stuff. So that's cool.
I'm excited. I picked up 3 clones this week. I got a GMO clone. I have Wedding Punch, and I also have Oreos this week. So
I'm really excited about Oreos. That's like really made my eyes go,
What one was that, Tara?
The Oreos.
The Oreo.
Yeah.
That's made by a guy right here in Michigan too.
local Michigan,
Right.
man. That's what we like.
I know what city he lives in, but I don't know if he has that public or not. Yep. Max Yields does Oreos in Pure Michigan, the strain, and some other ones. He goes to cups and stuff, has booths and stuff. So check out Max Yields. Cool guy.
Cool. Shout out to Michigan Medicated. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, M2. She woke up.
She missed her spot though.
M2, we were just talking about you were
We
smoking
just-
the Bridezilla.
Yeah, man. You're gonna have to catch the opening.
Yep. So when this is over, restart it and listen to the first 6 minutes. Skilbo and I are pounding the French press.
Dude, we got 31 people chilling with us already.
That is awesome, man.
I would love to do some shout outs and good mornings to Rob Sager, My Own Medicine, to Dollar Tree Grower, to Cameron, Cheers, Red Eye Rustler, Narwhal, you're up early, but you can't join this call. We wouldn't accept it. We wouldn't know what you were trying to show us on the video side of your things, brother.
He's trying to video chat us right now.
Yes.
We gotta pre-record him.
we got a vet. We got a time delay.
Censor that shit. Yeah, the buzzer. Beep.
Cheers, UK.
Anyone that's in the grow off chat would understand.
Yeah, they would. Automation is freedom. Good morning. Yeah, man. We got 33 people. Man, they coming up. Green Puffin Man. Good morning. Man of Wadi. Good morning. Dab Goblin. Oh yeah. Trey. Good morning, brother.
Look at my hair. Holy.
It's a fright, isn't it? You need that haircut. Huh?
Somebody save me.
Good morning, April. Big Jar. You know you would be here. He just got to work. Yeah, man. TW. Cheers. Give everybody a chance to cough and smoke for a minute while I take the mic here and play the game. Michigan Medicated. And I think we might be good. I know we have Chef Life 420.
Oh, cheers, Chef Life.
Grower Davio. Good morning, TW. Yeah. DLP 2372. Good morning.
I'm at that part of when you're smoking a good joint, you know, and you're like halfway, 3/4 of the way through, and then every hit makes you cough because you're just.
Yeah.
It's like your body being like, "You're good, dude." You're like, "No, I'm not good."
See, I get to a point where once I get to this half of the joint, I've done all the coughing in the beginning.
Oh,
Now
and
I
you're
look like
over
a
it?
seasoned. Yeah, I'm like a
Okay.
seasoned stoner now.
You know, your lungs are just expanded now. You can hold that.
You're used to the trauma or whatever.
That's a lifetime of scarring you're working against. Cheers, Chet.
Cheers.
Yeah. It was a scorcher out last week, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a little cooler than that this summer overall.
yeah, you know, but it gives you a good prediction of what's to come and, you know, how to battle it.
Oh, if you already had
High
your greenhouse-
87s, and then I
Yeah.
had to turn AC on, and that took care of that problem.
well, and you had your greenhouse up already, so you got to see
Yeah.
what your temps will get to.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, it was 120 in there the other day.
Wow.
But that was when it was viciously hot. There was no wind.
Right.
But yeah, we seem to be through that weather. You know, now it's nice in there. The veggies are flourishing and rocking, man. Digging it. I got a couple super lemon haze autoflowers out there. We got some cherry wine hemp going. Those are going to be put in the ground, you know, as soon as they're big enough in the solo cups. But
Cherry wine hemp.
yeah, it's CBD hemp. Cherry wine's the strain. Hopefully we can find something with some nice CBD. And
That was the strain that everyone was running last year for the season.
yeah, and this is from last year's crop. So, we got a whole bunch of seeds. We only popped 9, but hopefully we can find at least a couple females in there, and we'll have them sex tested through Farmer Freeman. Yeah, that's what we're hoping. Find some CBD.
That'll work. Tara, what's new in your neck of the woods this morning?
Nothing.
You're just wide awake, though.
Since like 3.
Is this your favorite morning of the week?
Is it what?
Is it your favorite morning?
Yes.
Of the week? Yeah.
It is.
You got all your peeps hanging out and chat with you. It's a good.
No, I don't
morning.
keep moving on.
You got to start your day off right.
Yep, starting the day off right. Girls are doing good. Still worrying about them every day, but gotta worry about something, huh?
Yep. And then, just like your kids, the more crops you have, the less you'll worry. You're like, I done this. Go play in the street.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I want to say good morning to Eagle Gardens, to Hagerstown 420, John Boy, good morning. Kula J, good morning. Cave Diver, smoking some Yeti glue. That's always a nice way to start the day.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man.
So, hey, Tara, have you thought about how you're going to dry your upcoming harvest, and if you're going to pre-trim it? What's your plans on there?
I don't know. I really, I don't know.
Don't get nervous already. It's just a plan. It's going to dry.
Ways, and somebody does it this way, and this person does it this way. I'm still stuck. Okay, this point I am stuck on.
There we go.
Okay, so everybody's different on when flower started, what day it starts. So is it the day
indoors? That's when you change your lights.
So I've got people telling me that it's when I change my light, but then I have other people telling me that it's when I first see flowers. The actual pistil. And everything.
That's how we measure it outdoors.
You know what I would say? Before we even go down this road, are you going to ask me about the number of days that the breeder said it's supposed to be, rather than using your jeweler's loop and looking at the trichomes?
It's a good point.
I honestly haven't looked at the time frame that the breeder put on it at all, just because I think I vegged probably a whole lot longer than other people did.
Well, your veg won't count, but like when a breeder tells you their strain will finish in like 60 days, they're almost always cutting a week off that time and then lying, to make their plant seem a little faster. Scobo took a big hit and turned into an old man. His whole head turned red while he's trying not to cough.
Remember, Scobo. Must have been in the end of the joint.
So, I mean, it's not really. So, like, if I do, start the day that I turn the lights to a different, time frame, that would have been May 8th. But then the day that I actually saw flower is the 15th. So, not that many days in between, right there. But,
We phone a friend.
I don't know what the actual, so with give or take, it's 5 or 6 days.
Me personally, I count from the day I flip my lights to 12/12. That's day 1. And like Sequence says, I use my loop to read the trichome heads. Starting around day 50, I'll start looking at them, see where they're at. I'm hoping for mostly milky by day 50, 55, personally.
Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at either.
It depends on what your end effect is. You're going for couch lock, or more daytime sativa-ish.
Then the trick is being able to do that and then fade your plants at the same time.
I want to point one thing out too, is that don't get tricked into seeing, like, if you see orange hairs on your bud, that's not what you're looking at. When you get your loop on it, when you have good weed, when you get your loop on it though, and you're looking around, just take one bud, one spot, just go all the way around, and you'll see either it's clear or it starts to show a little bit cloudy, And it's not going to go from like all clear to all cloudy to all amber in like a matter of 2 days. So don't worry about it. You'll have time to see it.
Yeah, I don't know any of this part. This is all. I don't know any of this. I haven't.
When you check trichomes, you want to make sure you check the ones on the buds, not on the leaves.
Yes.
That's really important because the leaves will mature a lot faster.
And I don't look at the very, very top ones. I'll go a couple bugs down.
And always look at different ones too.
I always do 3.
Okay.
Top on the side, then I'll do something around the edge on the outside that's a strong bud, and then I might look on the opposite side just to see, because your plant's not going to ripen all equally either. You know what I mean? You may see that, oh well, I'm just looking at this bud, I'm good. Well, that one could be behind or it could be ahead from the rest of the plant. So 3 spots.
So what days when do you start looking at that stuff?
Like Dan said, about day 50, because some strains will finish in the early or mid 50s, but most of them are around the 60-day range.
Yep.
Like Durban Research in the chat said, GG4 day 63. That's a really good number.
Yeah, I like 63, 64 day running strains myself.
Yeah.
I personally just noticed my Jack Herrera at day 58 because it was already showing at least 10% amber. So I was like,
Yep.
Some plants are just ready.
I got way too much shit to do. So,
but then like Crescendo and GMO goes 77 days. So that's an extra couple weeks longer than most of the other stuff you would run in your garden.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and my Keweenaw Copper is done by either day 53 or day 54 for me. I don't want to let it run.
Amazing.
It'll start to show nanas if I do, man. If I try to push it to like 70 days, it'll start like, oh, well, I've been done. You know what I mean?
Like Eagle in the chat, the 9-pound cut that I got from him, he finishes his in like 53 days, he said.
Wow.
So, and I run like Crescendo 70 days.
Okay.
So they're pretty variable. So you're going to want to make sure you have a scope to check that stuff out.
I do. I do already have that.
Perfect.
I've got a loop and I've got a scope.
Awesome.
But I do plan to dry in my tent at this point. I think that's probably my safest bet. But I'm, going in with, summer will be kicked in at that point. I don't know humidity. I don't know how any of that will be downstairs where I'm at. So
just imagine how your lights off are and your temps are now. That's the way it'll be. Pretty much. So you just want good air exchange. Don't blow air directly on your buds or nothing, but have good exhaust intake air. And
what will the humidity still stay around the 50-ish mark?
It might be a little higher because your moistures are evaporating out of your plants. So that's where the air exchange comes in.
Which fan do you have, Tara? Do you have that Cloudline fan?
No, I don't have that fan.
You said that it's on low, so you have some kind of way to do a speed controller. Is it a separate one or is it part of the fan?
No, it's all together. I have a dial and everything, but I have
no, it's not an infinity one. It's probably like a regular 6-inch.
Yeah, I think it's just some regular thing. I just got it from the grocery store. It wasn't anything spectacular.
It's what we all used to before we got the new fancy stuff.
Yeah. I'm still trying to be frugal.
Well, I was showing Skilbo the Cloudline fan because I use that controller for the curing, and it's really cool because I can set a maximum temperature. So I can set a temperature. You obviously can't set it at 60 like you wish you could, but I set the temperature at 75,
right? And
then I set the humidity at 60. So if the temperature ever goes above 75, the fan will turn on, or if the humidity ever goes above 60, it'll turn on. So even at night when it's like 60 degrees, if the humidity spikes up, the fan will still turn on. So it's perfect for curing. And I like using it for that. That was just the idea I was going to give you.
When I first got that Cloudline and I was learning how to use it, I didn't realize you had to go in and shut all them other ones individually off. And it was always kicking on when it shouldn't be. And oh man, very frustrating. Then I went through and I read the handbook and learned you had to shut all them other.
That's the coolest fan controller I've ever seen.
It is.
Yeah, the other ones are just fucking dials and shit. You know what I mean? Like this thing is dialed in.
Like I can't recommend that fan enough.
And I made a similar situation with my other fan. It was on a humidistat, whatnot. It would turn my fan on and off at certain presets, but it took a lot more pieces of gear to get it.
Could you do humidity and temperature?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the bitch,
Yeah, usually it's hot and cold. You know what I mean? In one unit.
Oh, with the fan? No, it would only do humidity. I'm sorry. My temp gauge I would just leave that totally on, and I would actually have a fan plugged into that one. And
Oh, okay. So you did. Yeah, I've thought about actually doing that, 2 separate fans.
yeah,
But then
kinda
AC
show you.
Infinity found the solution for us and made the best controller in the world. So
Yeah, and you know what? I still use the same because I only have one cloud line. I have 2 flower tents. I use my old system in my small tent and my nice system in the big tent.
Right. Well, and
Still
that
works.
controller will hook up to 2 fans. So if you just bought a fan, you could do that. Like,
Yeah, I think I spent more money on a max fan, and I shouldn't have. You know what I mean? I wish I would have waited a few more months and finally seen these other fans come online. But it is what it is. It's a decent fan, but it's expensive for what it is, and it's dumb. It doesn't have a controller. It just has speed control. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the way my original one had.
I love those fucking things. They're sweet. It's what I recommend new growers that ask me shit. They'll be like, what should I get? I'm like, you know what? Go on Amazon and just pull the trigger on this fan.
And you know what? The cloud line 4-inch isn't that bad, man.
I've got the 4-inch running like 10 feet from us, and you can't hear it through the mic.
Yeah.
So quiet.
Yeah, I got the 6. Well, I would like to get the 8.
Yeah.
For real.
8 would be a beast, wouldn't it?
It would. I would put the 6 in my 3x3 and the 8 in the 4x8.
We got 50 people chilling with us this morning. I'm glad to see everybody here. Let's see who's new. We have Normish Micro. Good morning. You're here. Alders 25. Light it up again, Tim. Good morning. Smoke and Grow Fraser. Sorrel, how I'm not sure if I hit you or not. Yeah, man. Herb Growing Legal. Good morning. Yeah. I hope everybody is smoking right along with us. We just jumped up to 54 while I was running my mouth. So there we go.
Cameron says Inkbird has an environmental controller that'll do temperature and humidity in one, which I have some extensive Inkbird research and I haven't seen that, but I'll look some more because I really hope they do. Inkbird makes some really good products.
Yeah.
I know they have humidity and temperature controllers that are in the same unit, but I don't know that they control the same outlet, but maybe I got to do some research. We're on joint number 2. I'm going to see how high I can get Scobo.
No, I'm on like 5. Well, I've been driving for a long time.
Scobo's been working this morning.
When I pulled up to his house, I got here early, right?
We've got this running joke, not to interrupt, but for a while we've got this running joke that whenever Scobo pulls up to somebody's house, he's going to shine his brights through their window. So proceed.
I fucking got him. I got here before his alarm went off, right? So I'm sitting in the driveway, and the pack that I carry, Tara, that I pulled out the Keweenaw copper jar, just busted it up on the disc, rolled up a joint, sat there and smoked it, right? I'm like, okay, cool. And then once I had it lit, I gave him the flash down the lights because I seen his lights come on when his alarm went off. It's like, doo.
He's like, I'm here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my
let's
God.
go.
I didn't even have my
grind.
contacts in yet.
You got to get it, man. Dog went crazy on me. She was not cool with company at odd hours of the fucking day. I can tell you that.
Jesus Christ, what
She's a
time did you
sweetie.
leave your house this morning?
She was not ready for company at
No.
5 a.m. No.
She's not a morning person. She really isn't. Huh. Oh, sweetie pie. So we are over here chilling, drinking some really nice, strong black coffee. I hope you guys are getting a little octane in your system before you get your day going. Dan, you said you've got some chores to do today, outdoor chores. So
Yeah.
we got to get you moving.
Clearing up the property next door that we purchased, and I've been putting a privacy fence around it, but I was 100 panels short, so I'm waiting on delivery from those, which won't come till next week. Now it's only fence panels. I put up individual fence panels for this privacy fence because you get a much better fence. So yeah, I'm waiting on those for delivery. So I'm just next door chopping up some trees and making a big brush pile, getting ready to do some burning. And
You sound so absolutely enthusiastic. It's contagious, my friend.
It's because I'm taking the summer off and doing shit at my own house this summer instead of working for somebody else. So yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
So the payoff is going to be great for you.
I got some shit you could do down here if you
Nope.
find yourself.
No, you can call me in October and I'll come help.
Yeah, I was
you
going to say,
right.
you tell them when the greenhouse comes down, I'll come down. That's
Yeah,
your
you-
plan.
do your little Growskis call and we'll all fucking come down.
Is that a hootie hoo?
It'd be fun.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bring a sign up sheet at the grow off frickin' turn in.
What are we smoking next?
The trim crew. What do you want?
Let's do the OKC.
Let's do it.
We wanted to wait and do this
Yeah. I
on
want
the
to hear
air
about it.
because this is something we've really been waiting for a long time to come together.
Phenomenal smelling. I'm not sure that it's cured enough that I'm going to be super impressed with it taste-wise yet, but we'll see.
I'm not worried about taste wise. I'm worried about let's just get hit in the face with it real early.
Like, what does it smell like to you?
Funk. Like, yeah, it's like an orange funky thing, man.
It's like really
Probably gotta
orange.
be that Mandarin cookies coming through.
That's what it is.
It's the Mandarin. Well, it's a bunch of orange strains. You got Mandarin and Triangle Kush.
Was it Jelly
And,
Bean too?
Jelly Bean is in there also. So
Amazing.
one of them is giving it the orange.
Is it the triangle cushion's got the danky fucking thing going on with it?
That's what I bought that strain for. Well, Mandarin Cookies has got the danky thing because it's got Mandarin Sunset. That's what's in BDE that makes it.
That's what it smells like.
Yeah.
It's got that BDE weird, funky ass. I don't really know what to call it, which is why I popped one bean of that too. So, in my holding pattern of veg, I'm pretty stoked though. I actually hung my new lights up yesterday.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
So what I did to replace my ghetto HPS Frankenstein setup that I had been using for years, which was a 600 watt HPS with a 400 on each side of it for 1400 watts. So it wasn't, and I was using that to illuminate a 4x8 raised bed indoors. So it worked to a degree, but I wasn't getting the light coverage that I really wanted, nor was I getting the output that I wanted. Look at him cutting me in.
No, chat wanted us to sit closer.
Oh, is that what it is? I'm here chilling. No, look, I'm honestly, see, I'm here.
Now we're making contact.
I know.
What do you think about that?
Yeah,
I'm not 6 feet.
you guys are not social
I
distancing.
know. I'm like, there we go.
It's an appropriate amount of distance for sharing germs.
Smoking a fucking joint, man.
Yeah, right on, man.
So, as I was saying about my hoopty system, I wasn't really impressed with the way that I can grow that way. So a while ago, I bought a 4K quantum board that was a 240 watt. I bought it specifically for veg, but then I had an issue where I can't remember which strain it was, but it overgrew the side of my trellis. So I took the 4K light down and put some hangers in the ceiling and then illuminated what was outside of that with this 4K light. And I really liked the way that it changed the bud. So most of the plant was being illuminated by like a 600 watt HPS. And there was such a huge difference that you could totally
Really?
notice. Yeah, totally. The density of the nug to me is I get better with LED than I do with HPS. I may be able to get more fluffy buds with HPS, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's a terpene thing that I get with the 4K that I didn't. Oh, dude, it was the fucking Kiwanol copper. That's what it was.
The quality is just better, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's more efficient too.
Yeah. Oh, it
So-
blows people away.
I've never grown with HPS, so I can only compare it to LED.
So that's what's good about this is you guys being part of the community is you didn't get led down the old school, I don't know, side road of growing that you finally get out of. It's not efficient.
Well,
I'm not knocking it, but I'm just
No,
saying for myself.
no,
I'd
you know,
say
it is-
need to do
it is tried and true. It'll grow some fucking nice buds. But yeah, as far as me, yeah, efficiency is what I was looking for. You know, if I can grow some quality medicine and not have to deal with the heat and the cost. Oh man, yeah.
Well, look at it like this. I'm running 1400 watts right now. Okay. And what I've changed over to was 4 of the 240 watt quantum boards, the Alibabas, you know, the Mihus, or however you pronounce those.
Yeah.
And they are 3K, and they have the 660 nanometer in them, so they're dope. I got them with the potentiometer on the side, not on the ballast. My thing on that, and I don't know if this is probably all personal preference, but to my thinking, I wanted to get the actual potentiometer so that if something goes wrong with it, I can just simply replace the potentiometer. Whereas if I had the ballast adjustment on the ballast itself, if I fuck that screw up, I'm fucked.
Yeah, but in reality, the drivers are not that much money at all to replace. I mean, if you had to replace it, I mean, yeah, that's what I like about LED, man. I mean,
the boards aren't either. So like,
No.
you have HLG, you can buy a board for $70.
yeah.
So like,
Yeah, and I tried. I think I told you guys this before, but I tried parting them all out individually and saving some money on a kit. But I didn't save money by the time I paid shipping on each individual thing. But it allowed me to build these nice units and only get the boards this week, or only get the heat sink this week, you know, versus putting out the $700.
Well, see, that was my thing, is I had to take a different road to get to this point. I'm not saying that I feel like the lights that I got are exactly the same as what HLG is, because it's not.
that's good stuff, guys.
You know what? I see Normish Micros cannabis that he grows. He grows with the same lights you do. We grow pretty much the same strains. We grow with the same nutrients, pretty
They're
much.
different, right?
Not much.
No?
I mean, the lights are different, but the outcome is pretty near the same. It's, you know, as far as I'm concerned. Now, he might have a different opinion. But.
That's fucking delicious, dude. And it does have the BDE taste to it. It's like orange, big Detroit energy.
I love it.
But if I was to buy LEDs today, I would go linear.
That's the long bars, right?
Yeah, the bars.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's what I would do. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about either pulling the trigger on a green jeans setup or the chilled, the Growcraft 5x5.
Is that $1,200 for those?
The DIYs for the 600 watt kit is $8.99.
Okay.
And that'll flower a 5x5. That's a 6-bar kit.
Not like I thought it would be. I was maybe it was a year ago that I seen that Gavita had gotten into those, and my grow store had some, and the price was over $1,000.
All right, here I'm gonna shout out to Green Nugs 420. He runs the Gavita Pros, and they're the linear LEDs, dude. It's a badass light, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a plug and play light, you know, and it's worth, in my opinion, it's worth the $1,400. If you
I
got
agree. I agree they are, but like
you got the $1,400 to spend on that light.
I wish I could line them all up
Pound
next to
game,
each other.
man.
The Gavita, the Raging Kush,
Well, like a side-by-side grow.
yeah, and then
The Grower's Choice ROI. I mean,
Think about that. Is if you had we're just doing fantasy Stonerland stuff because it's early, but if you had the ability to test all these lights and you had a tried and true clone that you've ran for a considerable amount of time, so you know exactly what it is, it would be interesting to see what each one would do if you put them all comparable in power output. You know, so you crank one all the way up and dial one down and see what you could get.
shout out to Med Grower One, because he does that exact same scenario. He's ran the Grower's Choice. He's ran the Chilled Tech. Now he's back on the HLG 650 Diablos. So you've seen his Primal Punch in each one of those situations, and they all put out phenomenal flower.
one of the people I consult for, I just had him get that 650E HLG. That's a cool light. Or 650.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of Med Grower,
It's bigger than our light.
Yeah.
And the Primal Punch, I've had that flower from Eagle, and he uses a different light. And I'll tell you what, it's fucking delicious, man. Especially those F2s. So if you really get a chance, and I think he may still have some packs available, definitely hit him up and see what's going on.
I was trying to skip all that and just go right to the eagle cut of that F2, so I didn't have to pheno hunt it.
It's man.
Yeah, he said he would hook me up. We just haven't met up for it. But yeah, I mean, I'd like the banana terps. I got the real fruit punch terp on mine, but
You can help me with mine. Have them. I'm not going to be able to have all those.
will you pheno hunt it and then give me a cut?
Okay.
Now you're learning.
Do my next one.
I'm trying to save steps.
Now
man.
you're part of the Growskis.
That's how
we
you.
do.
Yeah,
That would be a good idea.
We're all running each other's strains now.
yeah. I definitely want to give you guys a cut of this Divine Storm. It is
I'm in, dude.
showstopper, man. It really
Every
is.
time you say that, Tara just completely changes and her eyes just get bigger.
Oh my goodness. I was thinking about it the other
Can
day.
you
I was
do
like,
the
I'm
Birdman meme? You know the Birdman meme where he's trying to get his money? He's like,
Oh.
Dude, I'll have plenty for the grow off turn in. Don't worry.
I've got a bunch of different strains, Dan, so we'll have to talk and I'll get you something back.
Right on, man.
Real good stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. We got a lot of good stuff. I got Black Cherry Gorilla. I just put in the flower. I have Shout Out to Stone Trout Bomb. I have his 2
I want
crescendo.
that black cherry.
Number 1 and number 2.
Anybody's got that?
What's that?
I want black cherry cheesecake if anyone has that.
I have that. Sounds delicious though.
I thought I had some of that at the bazaar.
You probably did. It's been around. It's
Smoky Mountain Medicine, I think, had it. I think that's where I had that from. Really good. Really good.
yeah. Black Lime Reserve is another strain I've been looking for a long time. Mean Gene from Mendocino made that strain, and you can't find it anymore. The seeds, anyway.
we have 55 people waking and baking with us. I want to say good morning to you. Hopefully everything is going well and you're smoking along with us. Cheers, Gabriel. And to Jeff Vega, good morning. B-Bear7, what's happening? LED does not penetrate like CMH or HPS. There we go. Cave Diver, good morning. Who else is showing up here?
And then I had something I wanted to ask and I've done forgot it.
Hit it.
Oh, Streamlabs nuked your message because you
Hit that punctuation, the funny punctuation.
made it look like a link. You're up.
Cheers, Prometheus Soil. Stabby McStabwood, good morning, my friend. Fresh Cut Farms, good morning.
I've turned that function off of Streamlabs, by the way, guys.
Several times.
Several months
And
ago.
it fucking still persists.
Still does it.
He's-
So.
Like a virus.
He's vicious, man.
Don't hold the
I
talking stick.
turned the link thing off a long time ago.
Remember, didn't he used to give nutrient shootouts shit time in the
Who?
beginning? Or maybe it was Bad Bunny. He gave one of them a bad time. They would come in and tag him and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
It was nutrient. Good sport about it. He's always been a good sport about all the mishaps and follies.
Yeah, Stabby says he knows people with Black Lime Reserve beans, but I'd have to kill him to get him to give them up.
Wow.
It's a strain I'm looking for sure.
Yeah, I don't want him that bad, man.
I do, where they live.
I do. All right, well, you pheno hut it. I'll take a cut.
Well, you feel on it, I'll take a cut.
Absolutely.
Oh, shit. That could be on a
I'll
business
gladly
card.
do it. I need all the practice I can get. So
Right.
God damn it.
Pheno hunting is a lot of work, so
It is.
it's a lot of work that people don't really. If you don't do it right, too, it's tragic. So
I'm probably not.
do your
doing it.
diligence, and it's worth it though when it pays off.
Good morning,
Well,
Shane.
If you don't have a large plant count, it's a bitch.
Right.
You know, because if you only got a 12 plant count limit, man, that can take up your whole count, fuck you up for 4 months.
Got a 0 count limit.
Aldrich asked if we're gonna do day drinking. I don't drink, so
I don't.
We are chilling out and having really good
Only
black
on
coffee.
hot summer days.
Gilbo's got to drive home. So after
Yeah.
this, so I'm just gonna get him really stoned first. I'm gonna try to talk him into leaving here with me and going to the greenhouse so he can see that on his way back
Why would I not do that, bro?
So
Exactly.
I'm like, is the show
Then he's
over
gonna be
yet?
like, hey, we got to move these plants in.
Yeah.
yeah, right. Hey, help me mix some soil.
No, I was gonna call me Skill Bow Scissorhands.
What do you know
Hell
about electrical? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. So
I know enough to get us there.
are you putting proven strains in? Are you putting
Yeah, like stuff like this is going in there.
so everything you're putting in there is stuff you ran before, or are you putting
The thing is, it's proven indoor strains.
right on?
You know? So that's going to be a little bit different. So they might not all turn out in the greenhouse. I would think they would.
Didn't
But
you do outdoor crescendo last year?
I did do outdoor crescendo, and
So
it
you
did
do
fine.
have an idea. Okay.
But like the Citral Blue's never been ran outdoors and
No.
stuff. So like we'll see.
Right
Just
on.
expect it to be a little different.
Yeah,
They
I'm
bulk
excited.
up a lot, indoors and stuff. So they'll be fine. It's just a measure of like how well do they do with like humidity changes and like that kind of thing.
Well, that's where it just comes down to since you are actually building this space, you've actually designed this and engineered this space. You know what kind of air exchange you really need. Sometimes that means that you need to step it up on the attic fans, the eave thing that you're pulling air through. If you've got a hard-sided greenhouse, that is. There's all kinds of logistics that if you're not going into a space that's already designed.
Oh, I bet you're gonna run into obstacles you haven't even thought of yet.
I'm going to go out there to try to help him find some so that I can help address them. And he doesn't even know what they are yet. Neither do I.
It's so cool.
It is. And I mean, I'm excited for you.
We were
Yeah.
talking about the process yesterday of how growing it, you're basically teaching yourself, or building it, you're teaching yourself a new skill, like the whole time. All stuff that you know how to do already, Dan, but stuff that I didn't know how to do.
No, I've never built a greenhouse like that ever. That would be all brand new to me.
But like that was really, really rewarding. And now we're gonna have kind of the same experience with like the grow season. But we talked about how we like overthought every step, like 5 steps ahead, and then you finish it and you're still like, I wish we would have done this a little bit different, or that kind of stuff. So it's a learning experience, but I'm really, really excited.
So you're growing in what, M3?
We have ocean forest with added perlite mix, and then we're gonna amend that and grow in that for now. So I'm excited about that. We
And we'll top dress it later and before flower. Right on.
Yep.
Good morning, Bad Bunny.
Trying to get away with doing all organic, or all soil.
Well, when you say that you're using would you say ocean forest?
Yeah.
So are you going to let it be basically a first run, whatever is in the soil, and then just top dress with a few things, maybe once or twice?
Yeah, you have to top dress before flower with the ocean forest.
So what were you planning on hitting it with?
I'm not sure yet. You guys are all the experts in that, but I'm going to get some down to earth stuff because I know that you can get it fairly affordably.
On the scale you're running it.
I finally fucking dragged this dude over to the dark side with the barley can.
Yeah, I'll probably finally do some malted barley and finally do some stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, one thing I was telling him is if you want to use alfalfa, the whole tricantanol.
I'm going to use recharge in there.
Yeah, recharge is a great way to go. You can just top dress with what would you want to use? Personally, I would use some kelp if I was doing it early in flower, because I want that, you know what I mean, to get that going. Probably use some, if it was real early, probably use some alfalfa.
So you use the malted barley for silica, right?
No, the malted barley basically is growing in mycelium, and it's all your microbes and it's all enzymes. So the reason you want the enzymes in there is because the enzymes are what breaks down the amendments that you've put in there, and it makes it more plant available.
So what's a good source of silica that you would put?
That's where you get your rice hulls at.
Rice hulls?
Yeah. Then they're super cheap. Anybody out there that can't find rice hulls, if you're in Michigan, you definitely can find a craft beer brewing store, like a home brewing store. And I just recently shout out to Clackamas Coot and the bros over at Embracing Organics. I watched that episode of theirs, and he was saying that you can get them from a beer brewing supply place, the rice hulls, for much cheaper. And if not, you can find them on Amazon.
So I'm asking about silica in specific
It takes a
for
while to break down.
strength for the plants in the greenhouse because
Sure.
I'm assuming they're going to get pretty large. So that was why I was asking.
I would put the silicon right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
as
I was
early as
mixing the soil.
possible.
It's not expensive. Just like the barley is super fucking cheap too. My tip to that is I know some people use it and they like to sprout their own. I just recently found out that sprouting your own actually is way better than what I'm doing, which is using malted barley. But for convenience sake, I'm not running like a professional garden or any kind of trying to push it like that. That even though I can recognize that if I was to sprout my own barley and then grind it down and get that to the plants, the enzymes would be more intense for the plant. So the malting process is when they heat it up, it gets to the point where they stop the process. And so when you grind it up, you're activating some of the enzymes. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
I
It's
keep
super
looking at you to talk to you.
I know it's kind of
And
weird.
then I
There's
can
like
look
that.
this way to talk to you.
I know. I'm good though. I'm doing the like bang.
I'm high, man.
I keep looking
Yeah,
at
keep
your
going, bro. We
No, I know.
ain't stopping. Foot on the pedal.
Look at, I ground up a bunch of weed. We got a pile here.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do with my auto flowers is I'm going to grow in cocoa in pots, probably 10 gallons. We're going to Mother Earth cocoa perlite, and then I'm going to do nectar for the gods, makes the slow release dry amendment.
Oh, okay.
One shot. I'm going to mix my one shot in there, and then some shout out to Bad Bunny nutrients. We're going to mix the Bad Bunny nutrients mix in there. So that'll be our feed for veg, and top dress that, every 5 weeks.
That's the cocoa I use is that Mother Earth 7030.
Yeah, that's what I use indoors here. It works great. And then, later in flower, I'll put some regular nectar additives in it for flower. Just try to keep it simple outside.
Yeah.
So the nectar can be used either indoors or outdoors. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
Are most nutrient stuff things that way? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I even know a guy, I saw a garden earlier this year that was cocoa automated greenhouse outdoors.
Amazing.
So had a water reservoir like, indoors and then a greenhouse outdoors. It was all plumbed together. That seems like a lot of extra work to do that sort of grow.
Imagine trying to keep that water cool.
Well, I mean, you can buy a chiller and stuff with that budget, but just all the extra work you got to do to, like, in my opinion, I mean, obviously, I'm a cocoa grower indoors, and I chose to grow with soil in the greenhouse for a reason. So,
yeah.
Well, I think it becomes more economical if you're reusing your soil. If you have like a large, think about if you see like a greenhouse that is like a raised bed. Okay, people definitely don't want to pay to have that soil flipped out every time. In fact, you're trying to add things to the soil. Some things are going to break down quick and they're going to be available. Some things are going to take more time to break down. Like the silica is something, if you're using the rice hulls, they don't break down like immediately, but they serve as a good kind of top layer for your soil that you can, and it makes it look really pretty too. So other things like the Stabby had mentioned, langbonite. When I did my initial mix of the bed, I put some langbonite in there. I do add insect frass a lot. When I say a lot, probably at least twice. Yeah. It goes in the initial top dress when I flip them over, and then I usually hit them around week 4 with it again. But, it's just what you do, it doesn't really matter. You can do it however you want to do it.
well, and like Stabby brought up the coffee grinder too. Like you always bring it up on for your amendments.
Yeah,
grind them up.
I do. It's easier that way. And then I've been messing around with the avocado tech, so I really want to grind things up and because I'm gonna fold that back into the avocado and then butter it in, flip it over. So that's what feeding my worms and so that's a lot of kelp and barley and stuff like that. I still need to get with Stabby about a good design for a double-decker worm bin. I know he's got a few tricks up his sleeve that he can save me some time.
Yep, worm bin sounds fun. I need one.
Well, after the initial investment of whatever worms that you put in there, you know, let's say you buy the red wigglers, they will breed. You know what I mean? So as you're removing the castings out, you know, because you don't want it to turn into straight mud. Like that's what my mother-in-law's has turned into. Is she started it because her sister told her, you know, she's like 79 years old. Her sister told her to start one, so she did, but then she never pulls any castings out of it. So I went downstairs and I was like, oh my God, this is like mud. So I just seen this yesterday, 2 days ago. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I got to split them up. And what should I add to get that?
Ron showed a nice 2-bucket system he used. I guess they're trays, you know.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thinking of the like stacking totes inside of each other.
Yeah, the tote method. Yeah.
All right. What's this one?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The salad of the morning. We're being healthy.
We got maybe one more salad joint before my tray's cleared off.
I'm smoking on some grape glee from Red Setter Farms.
Cheers, Red Setter Farms.
I'm out of tips.
Sticky.
Oh, I got other tips.
You were almost a barbarian for a minute there, weren't you?
Oh, dude, Scobo showed up with one of these poverty joints that didn't have a tip in it. I was like, what the hell, dude?
Oh my God. So now I better write this down. I better bring tips to the grow off meeting.
Dude, if you bring tips, I'll give you cash for them. I can't find them anywhere.
Oh man, dude, my daughter gets these
I've never even
cannabis boxes and you know, bunch of just random supplies. Yeah, she gives me these packs of tips every month. So yeah, I got stacks of them, bro.
Yeah. I always get them given to me. A lot of times, like if you had the Mammoth Pea papers, they came with it, you know, like the big full-size raw packs will come with them as well inside of the papers themselves. Woo. The dankness.
The way that I grow or roll joints, the tips that open like that are just like a piece of cardboard are really, really difficult. Or I can do it, but the style that I roll, like I roll conventionally. I just put the tip in and roll a joint. So if you use the ones that just blow up by themselves, so the way people do that, they'll roll a joint and then put the tip in and then let it expand in the paper. So two different philosophies.
Let's say I'm coming to an event, so I'm going to roll up a bunch of joints before I go. I have this little cone roller. You put your paper on it, it'll roll the shape of the cone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you lick it, whatever. And then I put my tip on there, and I can slide that off, and then I have this other cone packer. I can put that cone in and pack the shit out of it.
Dude, that's sweet. I wish I had one of those things. That's badass.
Yeah, I'll show it to you guys now. I'll take a picture of it.
Yeah, I can't roll them.
It's real simple, man.
Roll cones by hand.
Yeah, so that's how I roll up a bunch of my cones, and it's cool.
Scobo's getting to experience hand-rolled cones this morning. I'm super proud of my joints.
Well, with good weed, it's easy to roll a good joint. It really is.
It does help. Like the right moisture level in the
that real good sticky shit that's got traction.
Yeah.
Well, it's not super tight. That's the whole thing is when you hit
I like to say it's like kinetic sand, right? So when you roll it, it doesn't like you're like, oh, I can't draw through this now.
Right.
It's
kinetic sand. That reminds me of keef when you bring it inside and when it's warm.
Right. It just kind of.
It's outside when it's cold. It's like it looks like beach sand.
And then it melts by itself at room temperature because it's 90 degrees out.
It's sad. I get all bummed. Cause I know it's gonna stick to my spoon.
I keep all of that stuff in the fridge.
Yeah, me too. But I can't keep it around long. I smash the shit out of that stuff. I love that.
It's not a treat for you. It's a staple.
Well, it only comes around on trim time. But being perpetual, I have bags of trim. I just don't do it unless it's cold. Pointless to do it unless it's cold. By cold, I mean like 32 degrees.
Oh. That's cold.
Well, if you keep it frozen, man, I can get a good return. If you got some frosty shit.
I had to mute so I could cough for real.
Yeah, that's enough.
It was tough. I was trying to hold out and be strong. I couldn't.
I want to give Jeff Vega a shout out. Thanks for subscribing. Cheers. I hope you guys are smoking right along with us. We were rolling up on 7 o'clock. So
Wow.
we're 1 hour in on this. It's about time to turn it up a notch, isn't it?
It is. I'll be right back. I'm going to refill my coffee. I'm outside.
My coffee's empty.
And dude, I've been babying this because I'm like, the cottonmouth is going to come upon me in
I'll be
spades.
right back, folks.
Talk to us, Tara.
Okay. So let's see. My 3 clones that I brought back from my trip are doing fabulous.
What were those?
I've got an abolished OG. I have a crescendo that Sequence gifted me, and Michigan Medicated gifted me a GMO that's just booming. That's my biggest one out of the 3, and then the OG is second, and then the crescendo is in third spot.
The crescendo clover was like this big.
Right.
But it's like sticky, icky. I mean, already sticky, icky.
Tara, you're going to want to top the shit. She's going to learn what hard topping is on a fucking GMO plant and taking that as the clone. Because if you don't, like I just got one from Doc Dankenstein. I got 2 of them. I got one that's probably, I don't know, 8 inches tall. The other one's probably 18 inches tall.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a hard top on it and flip it immediately. Just put it right in the bed because I know that it's going to probably at least double, but possibly triple in size.
Okay.
Get that started before I start anything else in the room.
Okay. That's nice to know. Thank you. Yeah, my sister's babysitting it right now. Until
Don't be afraid to just go right in and just.
Okay. Well, I did that on
great clones
some
like that,
Grow Up Girls, so but I didn't use those as clones. I just pitched them. I didn't know when I did that.
For me to give a shout out to Matt and Spartan Grown over at Mitten Canico, because I want anybody that wonders what I'm saying to go look at the walkthrough that we did at Mitten Canico, and you will see how big these GMO mothers were. And the fact that they hacked the entire plant all the way down. They take 160 clones off of each plant?
I think they take 140 clones, I think. Or no, it was 160 because then they narrowed it to 140 in veg and then 120 or so in flower.
Exactly. So these GMOs, it's one of the cooler pictures that I have from like doing this show is I'm standing next to these big, beautiful, monstrous GMO plants, which to me has been my favorite new terp of the last few years. It was something whenever I would go to the Cannabis Cup, I would constantly try to buy the concentrates. So I want to give a shout out to Dab Smiths because he consistently had the GMO that he was putting out. And I really, really liked it. I still have some. I get mocked all the time because I have what you would call very aged concentrates. I don't finish containers. I like to savor them. So when it gets down to the end, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to go all the way through that. I want to savor that one more time. You know what I mean? So I'll smoke around the edges of other jars. But then when it comes time for like a get together, I've got like 30 jars. But none of them are full,
right.
You know. But
part of what I like about these clone only strains like GMO or GG4 is that when you get an extract of it, it's always the same, right? Because every GMO is the same GMO.
Right.
If you get gelato from somewhere, it's going to be different from different people,
or if it has
or whatever
GMO
seed,
on 1/2 of the genetics.
Yeah, or whatever plant that everyone's popping seeds of, because they're going to have all these phenotypical variations, and then each person's going to extract those out of whatever they picked or whatever. So like the clone only, it's cool getting GMO because you go to the dispensary or whatever. When you buy it, you know exactly what you're going to get. If it's labeled correctly,
GG4 is the one that I feel is super representative for people because when I went and did the Wake and Bake with Doc Dankenstein and his wife, we got to get into that and smoke down on it. And it was what he and I had talked about initially, because I knew that I had the provenance on mine as it came from Spartan Grown, who got it from Med Grower. So, which if you go back to the interview, let's do a little quick plug for that. We did a podcast with him, and he tells us that the GG4 came through the old days of the Dank Den. So that's where they picked it up. So when you get with somebody else that says, yeah, I have GG4, not like a glue cross, it's always interesting because the smoke is very, very similar. You can just kind of, it's not like, oh, I can taste it, it's synthetic or versus organic, or I can tell that this was grown. No, it's just very mild differences of representations of it. Some people's are extremely good. Some people are getting there. I'm getting there with it.
Well, GG4 was one that was so popular at a time when I was going to provisioning centers several years ago. When you bought it, didn't necessarily get GG4.
Correct, because that's what happened to me when I got it as a clone in 2015.
Just because the name was worth its weight in gold at the time.
I'm sure that happens a lot.
But I don't even want to burn them for it. But it pissed me off because I grew it out and I'm like, oh, this should be money, because I was getting it from a caregiver that lived like a considerable distance away. Let's say it that way. And I got it the real thing in the beginning, because obviously the pretenders weren't out there yet.
Right.
It hadn't established itself as that strain that we're all going to copy, so
It's a good point.
Early days. I'm impressed with the Oreos, man. I think that's a great flavor, and I think it's great that it's a Michigan,
I haven't
in-house
smoked it yet.
thing, man.
What's it got?
It sounds really, really interesting. When he was describing it, it definitely.
Does it got a little bit of a chocolate flavor to it? I know that like Bubba's supposed to taste like chocolate.
I don't know. It's very good. How's that sound?
Very good. Sounds
very,
good to
very
me.
good. Yeah. You would not be disappointed. And the bud is very, very pretty.
So what I want in my garden is a bunch of unique things. So like I have orange, I have GMO.
Do you like Do-si-do?
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love the flavor on that, man. Man, that's a great.
So in other words, you need to get one.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I'm just trying to get a little, I have Death Star for gas. I have got fruity strains. I've got, so like trying to check all the boxes so that.
Yeah, we don't want to have 5 garlic strains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm growing my own jars, right? So I want to be able to pick from whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Jack Greenstock, because he is hooking me up with some real deal Blue Dream seeds. So,
Oh wow!
I've ran Blue Dream before, but I didn't have. Let's say that you remember when Blue Dream got popular, and so seed companies were putting out seeds called Blue Dream and stuff like that. It wasn't like what you had had earlier that was like Florida. So it's nice to be able to get the older ones and run those. That's been good medicine for me in the past. It gives you like the blues, chase the blues away thing, and it's nice. Oh, some Death Star.
That's what we got going next.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Oh shit. You know what? I always say that St. Clair Shore is fucking Death Star. I think this is the one right here. Funny.
That's Red's Death Star.
Yeah.
Red's Death Star cut. Actually, I have Death Star too. It's not right here, but it's hanging up.
See, I think
so we can try it.
That's cool, because I think I told him this last time. Yours is like.
We can compare
yours. Yeah.
Mine to his. That's not mine.
Let's see this. Yeah, I had it. But
Is your Death Star?
I believe
she's pretty.
The Death Star I got was from Clone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it has to be, because Death Star's a clone only strain.
Okay, I didn't know.
Look at that. Ooh, that camera is picking it up nicely.
Wow.
Probably because it's zoomed out so far.
Yeah, it's trying to keep my old fucking dusty ass in focus.
Looks good.
Oh,
well, I've got my camera almost all the way out.
Good. I do remember that. That was my on the road doobie.
yeah.
Before I kicked off on the rest of my tour.
Almost need a refill. We're stuck. The
Yeah.
cottons are coming, man.
Yeah. I gotta turn my camera off and get more drinks.
It can become the Dan and Tara show for a minute.
Okay.
Right on.
Look at, they're ready. They stepped right up to the plate too. Like,
Okay. I'm smoking a bowl of white OG.
I really like that pipe, dude. That's
Cool.
really pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. The ripper too. I can see. Woohoo! Get out
Heck yeah. Spotlight me.
of white OG.
I'll break some GMO out of Michigan Medicateds that I brought out with me. Got that, but I've also got some stuff from Smiley still. I've been hanging on to that stuff. I haven't wanted to like go through all of it. I have his white cranberry, blueberry lime. He calls it BLP. Boy, it smells good. It's like blueberry limey.
It's blue lime pie.
Blue lime pie. Thank you.
Yes. Cheers, Smiley's Garden.
I've got his Tuscadero T1. That is, I really like that one. And then I really like this raspberries.
Yeah, I got to try some of that too. I liked it.
Yeah.
But the blue lime pie was a really, I like that one the most.
That like really like.
Trying to ever roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could make it really bad if I just tightened her down.
Oh yeah.
She'd be like
Burn like shit.
Stubbs.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey.
What up? So yeah.
So I am. My lights just went off a little bit ago, and I will go down and check them one last time today before I won't go in there or anything anymore. But we're supposed to be super duper hot, so I'm kind of thinking there might be a bit of change today. How do you keep yours from having so many changes?
Well, I have that Cloudline AC Infinity fan that really helps regulate my environment. You know, I have it set to parameters to turn on and off at certain, humidities and temps and whatnot.
Sounds like maybe that's investment possible.
Yeah, it's a good investment. We grow inside, so our home, so we AC our home, which helps keep the humidities low. I still get spikes in there, but typically my humidity spikes happen when lights go off. So, and I actually have two different flower rooms running. One runs during the day, one runs at night. So
Okay.
there's two different cycles going on. So I battle with one tent during the day and one at night. But,
Right.
it's a constant battle. It helps to have items like the AC Infinity fan that do help you regulate your environment.
So shout out to the Bubbling Bucket, my grow store, Mr. Chuck. We've been talking about possibly going to an auto pot. Have you ever used those or
No, sorry,
No.
I have not. Maybe somebody in chat can help us out
Yeah.
with that, or I'm strictly just a fabric pot, easy swap life kind of guy.
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I really don't want to give up because I really do enjoy using the easy swap pots very much. I mean, I just growing the things that I've grown over the years, I've noticed a big difference just switching out my outside stuff to easy swap pots, which I've been doing. So, granted, I've got a tomato plant that's not doing so hot and one right now, but that could be a number of things,
Right on.
So,
we've talked about going automated before. If I went automated myself, I would probably choose either like the bucket company system or, this is for myself, or, the Floraflex system.
I know you had been talking about the Floraflex.
Yeah, those two systems would be on the table for us as far as, easing up the workload in the grow space.
I don't have a problem doing that. I mean, that to me is, obviously I would like to not spend, as long as I do watering, but, I don't mind it. It's peaceful. I'm, enjoying
it's a 4-hour job every day.
Really? Me. Well, right now for me, just my 3 plants that I've got going, it's an hour and a half. And that's with my little sprayer thing.
It's a commitment, you know. It would save up a lot of time if I was automated, but then again, you know,
Probably half my
I
life.
like that one-on-one activity with the plants and
See, I like that too.
keeping an eye on them and making sure there's not pests and PMs popping up that we're not catching. And
I mean, maybe further down the road as I get further into this, maybe possibly I might do something like that. But right now, I just, it's just me and the three of them. So
it would really help if you'd like to go on vacation.
Well, I don't do that too often.
When you garden the way we do, there's no leaving.
Yeah.
So
I don't ever go anywhere longer than a couple days. So
they're back.
you're back.
We stumbled for a brief moment and then we picked it up.
No, we were sitting here listening. You guys had it.
You are doing just fine.
They were sitting there laughing at us, is what they were
No,
doing.
no.
No. You were.
Laughing with us.
You
They
guys
don't laugh
are
at
always
us.
enthusiastic.
I couldn't lie to you
and up for
guys.
the
You're too
challenge.
nice to us.
Yeah. Exactly.
Too nice.
Thank you, Dro. I appreciate you giving me that info.
Yeah, I should probably look at chat here for a second here.
Yeah, I met up with Dro, man. He's got some phenomenal flower too.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
I smoked his lemon Jeffrey rosin he had that was just out of this world, man.
Hang in there. Keep it real.
Great.
Yeah, Dro was a good grower, dude. When I first met him with a friend and got to sample his blueberry and his Jack Herrera, and that was good stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the Jack Herrera I grew myself. This was our first run. You know, I'll probably keep that strain around for a little bit.
It's a cool strain,
It was a nice yielder, yeah.
It's supposed to have a unique terpene profile.
It's kind of piney, earthy, kind of dirty feedish.
I always notice the pine
It's
too.
pretty fiendish.
Yeah, it is,
Thank
man.
you.
I'll save you some.
Well, I'm still looking for a really good pine strain for me to grow, for medicinal purposes.
Well, there's a consortium of us that are really in.
See,
That's a
I remember back in the day.
Eagle Gardens. Both they want to find the pine strains.
Me, Jack, Eagle, and Spartan are in a group on Instagram called Pining Dreams, and we share pine strains with each other and stuff. We're on the hunt for the ultimate pine strain. So
the pine from the 90s is what I search for.
I still say if you get like serious seeds at AK-47, the real one. I mean, the one that I had of it was super pine.
okay.
And, unfortunately, I had it as like the third strain that I ever ran. So I fucked it all up and the smoke was still sensational.
I have AK-47 male pollen I could use to make
hit
seeds
something,
and then have pine.
You know what would be great is if you hit that
Maybe.
with some like super silver haze. So it would be like super silver AK, man.
The super silver would make it pretty long, so I'd probably not do that. I don't know.
What would you cross it with? Try to find another pine strain and then run it back into itself.
That would be nice. The more pine, the better. For the pining is what I'm looking for. So
We can cross over into like piney dankness too, though. There's like forest needle pining, and then there's like a dankness, like what is it? Is it the myrcene or the beta caryophyllene? One of those more bitey ones that comes along with the pining.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
all technical terms.
Pine funk.
Pine funk.
Pine funk. Let's call it that.
PF. Man,
PF Jags.
No pine is like the pine of the 80s. I don't know what the pine of the 80s was like, but I'm glad that I didn't experience it to miss it. You know what I mean?
No, the
That's
80s
my
was
problem.
skunk for me. That's what I remember in the 80s was skunk.
Yep. But now I never got to try like real Panama Red or real Acapulco Gold. Those are just as, famous, and I don't know anything about those. Tie sticks. Not
I
bad.
was a teenager back then. That's what the 30-year-olds had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Really. That's the truth,
We had the most successful outdoor
yeah.
grows.
Yeah, weed wasn't even freaking green back then. It was like brown.
That's because it was old and beat up.
Oh man, it was
Old
so
up.
getting high. But yeah, it was something else.
Later to get you high.
Christmas Pine in the 80s was killer.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Is there anything that you're hunting for, Dan, in your pheno hunt life here coming up?
You know,
Like a flavor or a thing that you're hoping to find?
I just want something that squishes good. Tastes
Okay.
good. I'm not particular. I mean,
So you're
I
messing
don't
with stuff
really
like
care for
Slurricane
gas
and-
too much, huh?
You're messing with stuff like Slurricane and that type of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Slurricane has great terps. The Slurricane number 7 I have cross has great terps. If you go when you open my tent, it's pretty fruity. Everything in there is pretty fruity. The most gassy thing I had was that White OG. Dro said he didn't think it was very gassy, but to me,
Is it good experience pressing gassy strains? Do they yield well?
yeah, this one, if you press a flower, it was good. 18% return, 20% on flower, which is really good. I don't press a lot of flower, just because it takes so much flower,
Right.
and I smoke so much rosin. So yeah, I mean, I save my rosin making for the dry stuff.
Right.
So eventually, we'll get a freeze dryer and be able to do some nice extractions. But I'm happy with the dry sift. It's clean and really tastes good.
It's really good.
Thank you, Tara.
When I call you in October to come help me build my indoor room,
Oh, absolutely, man.
we'll get you a freeze dryer when it's done.
Nah, see?
I went for the fence option this year versus the freeze dryer. So,
Right.
but we're still working on it. You never know.
Yeah.
And then that goddamn 8-week lead time to get it kind of sucks.
Oof, 8 weeks lead?
8 weeks it takes to get it. After you order it.
They've got like a monopoly on freeze dryers, so apparently they're the worst company ever. From everyone I've heard,
There's so much.
everyone that owns one like talks
Just-
mad
just
crap
type
about the company.
something into YouTube about it, and
Yeah.
Well, the
it's
one
also
we're
one
gonna
that
get, because we probably will get one.
You just have to. You just fucked.
We want the medium size one with the standard pump because I cannot see paying
I just don't know why some other company has
$1,600 for that oil.
Well, especially now they came out and said that they had the wrong size hose that they sold with all of them, and
Well, then people always try to change
So,
out the pump.
you can change the hose size to I think a 3/8 instead of a 1/2 inch or something like that, and get like double the life out of your oil.
Oh, I imagine so.
So they came out and basically acknowledged that they made an error and shipped everybody with the wrong hoses.
But yeah, they're a bitch to get, man. But you got one, you can do good.
Evolve got crushed by Streamlabs for accidentally making us post a link.
M2's out of propane.
I got propane.
She's always running out of it because she just
2.5 hours for me though.
she leaves it fucking just running when then starts talking and fucking.
It's gotta be because the shit lasts forever.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. I've had this thing for
Forever.
6 months, maybe 8
Yeah.
months.
I dab a lot and I use like
I
3
do
days a
too.
year.
Maybe not as much as she does, but I do.
People
I
think
probably
you're a
don't
plumber
have-
because you got a torch in your back seat of your car everywhere you go.
Lasts maybe a week, she says.
Everybody says, "Man, it looks like you're freebasing." Like I am.
Well, we talked about that on a show once. Was what's your thoughts on this actually? we talked about the perception of when you're doing dabs with glass and torches and stuff,
Right.
how it looks like hard drugs. It doesn't
Reminiscent
look
of.
like you're doing cannabis, right?
Right.
Yeah, I don't like my neighbor seeing me doing it because she's
Right.
80 and she don't understand.
What's
She's
wrong with
cool
you,
though.
Look at her.
She's cool with
On
cannabis.
camera now.
What?
Hi, baby.
What are you doing?
Beauty.
He's like,
But
I just
yeah,
Is that
for people that don't know, it is strange,
good girl?
I know when I first started doing it, my husband was like, "What are you doing with the crack pipe?" And I'm like, "It's not.
It's a nectar collector.
It's a nectar collector, for God's sakes. It's not." Yeah. So, and he still throws comments out about it looking like that. So, it's definitely. I don't know. I don't know why there's such a bad misconception about it. But
Well, it definitely looks weird, right? So
It
and
does
then
look
you have a
weird.
conversation with people and be like, it's not like, whatever you saw in the news or whatever the hell.
When I'm at home, I'll use the banger. When I'm in public, I'll use my little vape pen, or whatever,
Right,
just
right.
because it's a bitch to bust out your torch in your car.
I mean, an email,
I'm
obviously.
saying we haven't done it.
Right?
no,
Yeah, I'd like an email.
Yeah, if you have an email, then you solve all those problems.
I never got one of those.
I guess that's probably a sore subject for M2 now that her propane is gone and her email is, I think, broken.
Ooh.
Dude, how's it? I don't even want to get broken.
And her Puffco's broken.
Oh,
Oh man. What is the other brand that's not called?
Dro can shout it out. He knows. He's got one.
Carta,
It's badass.
Carta 5.
Yeah.
It looks just
The
like
Carta.
the Puffco, but it's called something
The
else.
Carta.
Yeah, Carta.
Anyway, my dude has one. I don't
He's
know.
high. Carta.
The
Dude,
atomizer is totally
And I
different on it.
there's another one called the Orion or something like that. There's
Yeah.
the
it's
Orion
kinda
or
not anything.
like that.
But
Yeah.
those
Like
things
pens.
are sweet.
Dr.
They may be
Dabber
touchy.
makes a good one.
Yeah, Dr. Dabber's been around.
Oh, that's the one that Canna Kitten just
Yeah.
got.
Yeah.
I just checked that out last night.
Oh, yeah.
But
All
she
expensive.
totally got her fucked up. So if it's totally gonna get you fucked up, I'm down for it.
It'll all do that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it probably just depends on what you're putting in. But
Tough on your
Mini
time, not
email
mine.
is the shit.
yeah,
There's a company that does
Yeah.
email kits for like $80
I
on
haven't seen them that cheap.
Sorter
Up
of
here,
Conduct,
man,
I think it is.
up here at the glass stores, you're looking at $400 to $500 to $700 for email up here, Gaylord
Wow.
area.
Yeah. You don't want to pay the retail markup on that.
No, man.
I mean, unless it's a local shop and you're supporting them, of course. There's some places that have really respectable prices.
Well, down
Fucking-
where you guys are, there's a lot more competition, so
Right.
they got to be a little bit. Same for provisioning centers, man. I mean, church carts up here go 2 for $50. We can go to Bay City, get them same carts 3 for $100 down there. So
Yeah, but like you have to pay me a bunch of money to drive all the way that far north. You know what I mean? So
oh, absolutely. So somebody's making the haul, that's for sure.
yeah, they are.
Sometimes it might be worth driving and put miles in instead of just getting what you can get locally, especially if it's a quality issue.
Yeah,
you know
Dro
what I mean?
says he has the Carta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's smooth. I've just learned that my lungs are really, really touchy, and so I'll just take a small hit on it, but it's just really nice, man.
Hey, man. Sequence schooled me up the other day in the Grow Chat, with these cold start dabs. I tell you what, I haven't did it a hot dab since.
It's really cool experience, especially if you do it real slow with some strain you haven't tried before. Because if you heat it slow enough, you taste like just the terps at first. It's like really
Yeah.
strong, super good. And then you can heat it up more and do your dab or whatever.
I only do a hot dab and screw up and start and flip it on first and just
Like-
screw up. So normally I always do cold starts.
it used to be like that you would heat it for a certain amount of time and then you were told to leave it alone for a certain amount of time. So
Yeah,
that it would come
I would
back
do.
down in temperature. Then you were supposed to do it.
Well,
Yeah,
like,
now we
so
don't blister
people would
my
heat their
throat.
nails so they were red hot,
Right.
chaz the hell out of their bangers in like a week.
Yes.
Because they, that's how you would time it. You'd go, well, from red hot, it's a minute or whatever.
Which is just insane to me. I never understood it.
Now you can keep a banger forever because it never gets hot, really, Dan. Like,
It just you go through them because of mishaps outside of
right.
its use.
But now I have 2 extra and I haven't broken one in like a couple months.
Yeah, see, I gotta get me a round bottom banger again because those are the only kind of bangers I have.
Shout out Dab Smith in the chat now.
Oh, good morning, Dab Smith.
morning.
Cheers. I was talking good about him earlier and he wasn't even here. Man.
Oh, you really were.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I specifically mentioned your concentrates with GMO being something I really sought after for a long time. There it is. We have 67 people chilling with us this morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Rise and grind.
Cheers.
Let's see who has come. I got to take off these old man glasses here.
Mm.
You're old when you got to do that. Who do we have? I haven't seen. Evolve 420. Good morning. M2 is still chilling with us. Rob is still here. Sergeant Pepper 420. Good morning. Major General. Always nice to see you. Dab Smith 313. Top of the morning to you as well.
Dab Smith says, back when I started dabbing, you had to hit the nail before the red went away.
Oof. Your boy.
Big
what my
old
buddies
long
do.
nails that were like 12 inches long. Yeah.
I do red hot dabs
I
today.
did.
It's like, holy fuck, okay.
Oh, FLF. Good morning. I see you. Green 13.
Thank you, keep it real.
Yeah, man. Y'all can keep talking over top of me. I'm just throwing
I
the
would,
names in the cut, man.
I would be doing dabs, but we have an open mic because there's 2 of us here, so I can't mute it and use the torch and stuff.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Not doing any dabs this morning. I got shit to do
We're
today.
smoking tons of joints, though. I'll roll up another one.
Yeah, that's like at least your 4th hoop.
I don't know.
Fifth
You guys are
one,
rolling
I ran
down.
out of tips, and I had 5 when we started.
There we go. That means I'm on. See, I had 6. I had that one burning when I walked in. This is the Death Star. No.
This one is candied grapes. Sorry, I thought you were talking to Tara.
No.
Sorry, man. I was smoking this roach.
Yeah, this is the Red Setter.
I like
That's
your
good.
rig, Tara. Is that a recycler?
This one,
again?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, that's cool.
my son got this for me for my birthday last year.
It's not quite the design I thought it was, but I like it.
I like that it looks sturdy. It doesn't
Yeah.
look really, really flimsy.
It's not, but it's very hard to clean because of all of the little thingies and stuff.
Just gotta do 100% soak. That's all. I mean,
Yeah, I do. And then I've got an Evan Shore banger. I did spend.
Ooh, dude. Nice.
she's taking it serious, dude. When I seen her at Abolishing the Seas, she had quite the collection.
Evan Shore's good shit.
Yeah, I really,
This would be proud.
really enjoy it.
So yeah, these temperatures that you see in the chat are much more respectable than you would have saw 5 years ago from people doing dabs on an e-nail. So 600, 645, 572.3.
Yeah, so everybody's going low temp, man.
Way better. I don't know if anyone remembers or if
Was
you
it
were around.
690 that everybody was
People
using?
were
Stop
dabbing
it.
at 710, 800.
Yeah.
You know that.
800.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just smoking, dude. This-
Oh yeah.
And they're like, oh, that little tickle you get in your throat. No, man, that's a blister from the vapor that burned your throat.
That means it's working.
Yeah.
Dab
always
Smith's
wanted to
550, he said.
Yeah, people always wanted to blame DHO for that, and a lot of it could have been temperature too.
A lot of it was temperature.
You know what I mean? I mean, yes, it was.
People were torching themselves. Well, I was like such a rookie when I was dabbing, man.
Sure.
At
Still,
first, you know,
I mean,
doing hot dabs, mistiming it. They were, you know, always a little
Rough.
too hot or, you know, whatever.
I don't know what you mean there, Sergeant Pepper.
I think that the chat would cut you a break and allow you to mute up and heat your rig if you needed to, though, for the wake and bake dab of the day.
The wake and bake dab of the day.
Yeah.
Ooh, knife hits.
Hot knife hits. Let's go old school. Just put them under the fucking stove. Remember?
They get hot.
Yeah.
I think that can of Kate, she was doing stove hit.
Yeah, off a wood stove.
Well,
Now that's some serious dabbing there.
that's some UP's move there.
The Norwal.
Dabbing off a wood stove with a nectar collector is pretty hardcore.
Get it.
There's probably some heavy metals in that. I don't know. That passes testing.
Oh,
Rolling up another fatty here.
exactly.
Sun is shining.
Try to see how much
You
I
said
can
this
get in
is
there.
you said this is candied grapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you had
So this
one?
is red too, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I had that one.
No, I haven't tried that one.
No.
I've got
We've had it a couple times on the late sesh, so
Mm.
that's right. There's Tara's birds. They're finally up.
That's Ann. That's not
That's
mine.
mine.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, they were actually more active at 5 o'clock this morning, 5:30. But now the Blue Jays are kicking.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are out. That's all right. I dig birds, man.
Right on.
If you feed them, they'll come see you.
Yeah, we got some bird feeders here.
Suet as brings all kinds of stuff. That's how I get the woodpeckers and the blue jays, and then I get.
I don't want no damn woodpeckers. They'll fuck your house up.
They don't fuck with my house. They just fuck. There's enough
Oh,
other
yeah.
houses around that they must go mess with their shit instead of.
I fixed many a woodpecker holes on people's houses. Woodpeckers.
The,
are
white
staying
and black ones. What do they call those ones? Like a tufted woodpecker or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the
White
name.
and blackbird, Scobo.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about birds.
No.
A book or something.
Well, living in the city, like there's a lot of hustle and bustle and noise and traffic and other stupid shit, right? When I go to my mother-in-law's, she lives in the country, and there's like nothing but trees, woods, and everything else around. So there's like as much noise, but it's in birds instead of in like cars. There's all kinds of different ones and shit. So I get baked and go ride around in the John Deere tractor and smoke another one. And just, mow the lawn when I get done.
Yeah, that's what we do up here. We ride around in tractors, smoking weed, get kind of
Yeah.
playing in the woods.
Yep.
No, man, the ticks are vicious this year. Stay out of them woods unless you want ticks.
Playing.
They're not on my dogs. They're on me.
My dog has tick medicine, so if ticks bite her, they die immediately. Why can't I take that stuff?
Ticks are.
Yeah, I take heartworm medication.
My
I don't have heartworm, but like
What's heartworm?
I don't want ticks. You know what I'm saying? Like we
My
figured it out for
brother
dogs.
got bit by a tick, got the Rocky Mountain fever, man.
Yeah.
It even tastes like
Or
peanut.
lime.
Died.
Yeah, you can die from that.
Put the lime in the
Yeah.
top.
They ain't.
It tastes like
Fuck around
peanut
with
butter, Dan. Why can't I eat it and
Yeah.
it fucked up my ticks?
I mean, do it by weight, right?
Common sense.
Right on.
I know that it would probably kill me. Like I gotta read the back. I'm gonna read the
I'm
thing.
gonna call the vet today. Can I eat the dog's chew for the tick?
The flea and tick thing.
They're getting on me
Wouldn't
now.
recommend it. But yeah, they're
I
vicious.
got crabs and I don't want ticks.
Yeah, they're both vicious.
Skilbo, we tried to order that grinder, the canister, and they're sold out.
Just type it back in. Just type in canister 2-part 2.5. There are several different places that sell them for the same price, $20.
Okay. Yeah, I just checked on Amazon.
So, what day are you planning on being day one of veg there, Sequence, in your greenhouse?
What day are we gonna start vegging?
Yeah.
Probably about 3-4 days. Looking like the timeline.
Right on.
with the electricity finishing today or tomorrow, we'll have the flooring in today or tomorrow, and then the wall fans, and that's it. And then we're gonna
Right
start
on, man.
again. I already have the plants fed, James, technically.
I'm totally ramped up
Indoor.
to go see this.
So yeah,
So what are they in now? Cups or 1 gallon pots, 5 gallon pots? What do you
they're in
got?
cups right now to save space, but
Gotcha.
they're getting a root mass, which is the important thing. So they'll boom when I put them in 1 gallons. I got 1 gallon grow bags, the white ones.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use those for the 1 gallons. I got 50 of those, and then I got 5 gallon grow bags also for the next size transplant.
Now, had you had those, or was that part of the?
No, I bought those as part for the greenhouse.
Okay.
Right
I mean,
on.
economically, it makes sense.
They're like 60 cents a piece.
Right.
So like at the scale, you have to like choose different stuff, right?
Yeah,
Not
you have to work
necessarily
within
the
your
best.
budget.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you'd love to do it all in 10-gallon big, monster fabric pots, but
So how long did it take for you to get here? I mean, did you guys start
What's
6
the-
months ago? You guys said, hey, let's do this. Or 2 years ago, you said, hey, 2 years from now, we're going to have this greenhouse,
long-term goal.
Sorry about I'm coughing, but the 1s and the 5s are for the transplant sizes. So we're gonna finish in 45s. So real pots.
So that's a
So you're
nice,
just going to slip
nice
back
pot.
in.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cut the bags when I transplant.
Wow, that is delicious.
Yeah. And then the autos that we're gonna do in the greenhouse are gonna be finished in 7s. So I'm gonna do. So it's a little bit bigger than I'm doing everything with a little bit more media than they would normally have indoors because
Yeah.
they're outdoors, and hopefully the greenhouse can maximize that size.
For sure.
It's going to be,
I don't think-
awesome to watch, man. Watch it progress.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Well,
I've-
okay, here's
Watch
something to look at it.
How's this going?
You are using natural light to use your greenhouse, which is cool, but I really would love to maximize my greenhouse capabilities. I don't want to have big empty spots in there. You know what I mean? I want to have my shit fill the whole thing out.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes it's better to have 1 or 2 plants extra that you're like, no, I don't really need these. You can either gift them or cull them at that point. Once you've filled out your footprint, you're good. Or
Well,
super thin them out.
With the size, the greenhouse is 1,200 square feet floor space.
Yep.
So that's a lot of plant to put in there. So hopefully we have some room for aisle and stuff like that. And if we do end up having extra space, there's always the availability of adding in some.
Are you sitting on the ground in there?
Yeah, and then I have the explosive pepper plants to put in there for bankers for the Growskis mites as well. So that's going to fill up some space too. So,
Okay.
Dude, when you see it, you're going to be like, I mean, it's way bigger than you think. Dude, pictures don't do it any justice at all.
No, it's a tall motherfucker.
Not only is it tall, it's just,
Yeah.
there's a
It
lot
looks
of room.
huge.
Is it time for the magic word?
It's like an airplane hangar.
Oh, that's a perfect example. Yeah.
It is. You could
Yeah.
park a small airplane in that thing.
I think it's because
Mini
I
hangar.
watch a lot of DIY videos on these, right down
How
to
cool is she barking?
oh,
The dog
know.
barking on the.
she's
My
no-
dog's listening to your dog bark.
Oh my God. Well, hold on. I'm going to
She's
get
totally-
I'll shut her up. I'll be
Totally
right back.
chill about it.
He's like,
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna shout her out.
I'll be
Oh
right
no,
back.
it's not a big deal.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chat bitching about it? No.
No.
Rock on.
I was just commenting how good my dog was being.
Well, mine's not. So yours gets a good treat. Mine's being a bitch.
She's just doing her dog duties.
She gets plenty of treats.
She should get used to this every Thursday. We got people talking.
You gotta let her know. She didn't get the memo.
I told her.
It says she's doing her dog duties.
Damn, this tastes good as fuck.
Yeah, I really like that one. It's gassy, in my opinion. Candied grapes. I was telling Red that I got to get his grape glee, and I'm going to cross it with crescendo and make real candied grapes because it'll
Ooh.
be sweeter. This is really gassy.
That would probably be good.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. The grape glee is very, very, very sticky.
Dro says that dog doesn't understand. We all need to be quiet when Scobo talks.
Ah, hell no. I never say anything of any importance. I try to cut up a little bit.
That's so funny.
M2 feel.
Yeah. Gonna take Mo mention again. We have 68 people chilling with us right now. What time is it?
It's
It's 7:41, so we are down
I had to say
to
goodbye to that 420.
the last 19 minutes.
Oh. Buy that 420 wife. Have a great day.
Yay.
That's a perfect time that if you are trying to end your show with our show is make sure you roll one up right now and burn down, start your day off right, rise and grind. It's going to be a good day.
Gonna be a scorcher.
Hot here too.
Oh, there's no electricity to pull any fucking fans.
No, dude, just guess the temperature.
So I waited a week after, well, better than a week after my power outage and my flood through my air pump. I
Yeah.
plugged that son of a bitch back in. It worked for about 5 minutes and then died.
No.
Brutal.
Yeah.
At least they're not that expensive, right?
This was one of them commercial ones. It was like
Oh.
$50.
Dang.
Yeah. Whatever. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Damn. Hate that shit. So I'm back to this little puny air.
So that you're talking about the industrial, like the go ahead.
Yeah.
You can answer in a minute. The silver ones with the fins. Those, yeah, that's what I have too. I started off using General Hydroponics. They had I'm colorblind, so I don't know what fucking color it was. It was like tan or green or whatever color it is. And it had the 2 arms that came off on the side.
Yeah.
The 4 on the front that you could control. And then, because I used to do DWC in 5-gallon buckets at one point, probably 1 year into growing. And then I bought a Active Aqua. They made a similar style of pump that had the dial on it that you could ports on it. So I had one for veg and one for flower. And then I stepped it up to the industrial one that was like 520 gallons per hour. That's the small one. I use that if I'm making a tea. But if I'm trying to use the Vortex brewer or the airlift, I use the larger one, which I think is it 1050, 1075, I don't know, 1200, whatever. It's the larger one. But if you're trying to do an airlift, you want to make sure that you're using a larger diameter pipe. So instead of trying to, I could just do this with 3/4 inch or 1 inch.
Yeah.
Fuck that. You want to get the biggest drain that you possibly can. So you're going to probably want to buy like a bulkhead or something like that.
Right.
You know? But you need the air pump to be strong enough to operate the lift.
Yeah, it was lesson learned. Trials and tribulations of a indoor grower.
So for me, when I set up my automated system, the second time I forgot to put the siphon. The first time I had one, I like triple checked everything the first time. The second time I was like, oh, I've done this shit before, so I forgot that. So I tested it, and because that stuff happens. And when my pump turned off, I noticed that the water just kept going and going and going. I was like, okay. I was like, that's weird. That's running off quite a bit. And then I noticed that the res was like half empty. It's like 10 gallons of water.
Dude.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then I poked a hole in that, and it goes, pulls all the air in and clears that line out.
Yeah.
Shit.
Because the res sits higher than the beds do.
That's
So as soon as the water moves, it pulls the rest of it down with gravity.
Gravity's a motherfucker, huh?
Right. You got to have an anti-siphon in there, and that was something that I forgot the second time. But I was there to like make sure it wasn't a horrific thing.
when I use my soaker hoses for the raised bed, indoors, this is both of the reservoirs that I have. One is like the 10-gallon garbage can that's, like the industrial style one.
Yeah.
It's actually my old Vortex brewer that I had. So all I did was change out the end on it and put threads on it so I could hook up a small hose and then a Y off of that and then run 2 sides of a soaker hose. So I have this new one that is like a site of soaker hoses, like 8 sites. So it's made for a bed. So I'm going to use both of them. One is already sub-irrigated, down a little bit, probably 3-4 inches under the soil is where it's at.
Oh wow.
The
Nice.
next one will be basically in between the layer of the straw mulch, you know what I mean, and then the top of the soil. So it'll keep that more moist up there, my hope is. And then they're just both gravity fed. So as long as I open the drain, there's no pumps involved in these. It just falls down. So the other one is just like a 20-gallon tote with shit. I'm sitting here hucking and letting it burn.
It's okay. You gave me shit for that earlier, but it's fine.
So it all plays itself out. Well, cheers. I don't want to burn a hole in this fucking floor
It's
here,
gone.
buddy.
It's gone now, guys. By the way, he did say it tasted good though.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Dave's cracking up.
Yeah, but if it's just a gravity fed thing, you don't have to worry about siphon because it is not. There's nowhere to go but down.
Right. Yeah,
Well,
your gravity feed system is pretty cool.
Yeah, in the situation I was in, it was just I only bubbled the water for oxygenation. But
24 hours, like that sort of thing.
yeah,
Okay.
10 gallons of water, at a time. Yeah, I just learned that don't leave your freaking air pump lower than or at the same level as your water.
Yeah, well, it's just gonna stop.
It'll suck.
It does. It was all right when it happened, but 2 hours later, when I walked back in there
Okay.
and soaked, I was like, "What the hell?"
So with an air brewer, like an airlift. Let me see
Uh-huh.
it over here into the thing. So this is the bucket right here, and so you have pipes that come up the side.
Yeah.
This is where the water is. There's another pipe that comes in the side that goes for the air. So air is pushing water up this. That's the lift, and then it drops it back in. There's a drain on the bottom.
Gotcha.
Yes. So subtle advertising. Anyway, basically what happens is I've lost my train of thought because you fucked with me.
It worked.
That was an airlift
Mission
word.
accomplished.
Well, with airlift, yeah, it's just pushing the water up. So what's happened before is you have to get air into the tube going down, so it comes off of a pump of some sort. Okay. So what I
So
do is
what's
I'll
the
buy-
purpose of this? Just to keep your nutrients mixed up? Is that what's
Yeah, the vortex, it causes the mixing which you're using to breed the microbes, hopefully in your teas.
right on?
Whatever you're growing. How's that?
Yeah, because when I brew my teas, I just have this little 6-inch stone
Yeah.
round disc. I put it in the bottom of the bucket. And, put my compost tea in my micron bags and my worm castings. And
Are you seeing like bubbles all the way across the top of your?
at the end of the day, at the end of the 24 hours, yeah, when I come back, it's frothy across there. Typically, I only do compost teas in the summer though, because it's a bitch in the winter. For me anyway. But I like them.
I had to mute so I could do dabs.
Whoa. I know I can't do much, but hey, fuck it.
Cold start, please, right? Here's Pat. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. 66 strong.
Yes, this has been such a great morning having both of you guys together. It's been awesome. Have you guys had fun?
Yeah.
They've gotten really stoned.
Getting
Fun to
person.
mimic Scobo there.
He's effective.
One
No,
of
it's
you-
like the overnight
one
delivery. It
guys-
all started with the delivery of the Inkbird controller. So he put out the hootie hoo that does anybody have one of these things? And I said, actually, yeah. So I, instead of mailing it, I was like, fuck it. It's my last day before I have to go back to work. I've had my little summer vacation now.
Well,
So-
mailing stuff sucks right now. It
Absolutely.
takes like 2 weeks.
So why do that? So what I decided was just to drop on by and overnight delivery.
Green
Amen.
13 says, have you
Yes.
missed each other, Hart?
Absolutely, dude. This is
Well,
it's called the Michigan Bros Show. This is-
I seen it said special edition, and I didn't know what was so special about it. And I'm thinking,
Well, I saw a couple of them and I was picking up on some things. And to tell you the truth, I actually Googled to see how far it would be from Port Huron to where I know he lives. And I was like,
Holy shit.
nah, he's not going to do that early in the morning.
Yeah.
Just fuck you did.
Show did. He's a crazy man. And then he was here flashing his lights at me.
I love that. That's the best. That's something I do.
Yeah, right on, man. You're a good dude.
That's how we do it. No, it's like if anybody's old enough to remember the traveling Wilburys, it's like the traveling Skillbury.
Yep.
You know, I've been doing my wake and bake and the last week hanging out with cool people.
It's
Don't
been fun.
It's awesome. You
So we
had a
have
good
time left.
summer vacation, huh?
9 minutes.
We got 9 minutes left. Okay.
Time flies.
Stupid dog.
I can see you.
Huh?
Her dog.
I even gave her a whole bone. A whole one.
She will not be bribed.
No, that means she ate it already.
She is a wild and free spirit.
So Dro asked, why don't you like
I'm ready
naps?
for another be quiet bone.
And then
Why does that? Because I have always smoked joints. So to me, I can't even say that it's a flavor thing because it's not. You can get a truer representation, I think, or concentration, as it were, of the plant if you do smoke in concentrate form. I do, though, in the sense I love hash. So it's just kind of a different thing. It's similar, but I do dab from time to time. I just don't do it all the time.
right.
But you're right. I'll smoke fucking. Awake and bake is I don't know how many joints.
It's usually like 5.
According to Skillbo, at least 4. I
Right.
see that all the time in the way.
I'll be at work and it's like 8 in the morning and he's on joint 3. So
Yeah, you don't mess around. You do the Skillbo challenge every day.
You have to make sure that you are properly medicated to meet your day.
Here, I thought I got up this morning. I was going to smoke one before the show, before the Wake and Bake show, and get a jump start. Didn't know you already did a 2-hour drive. And
Yeah, you know,
ripping all the way. You're the man.
we're all playing catch up, man.
Yeah.
If there's any consistent thing with the panelists and the people that are on the show is that we can all put it down. You have to be able to if you're going to come and hang out.
I've noticed that, man. So
You should just
we
try.
are in training for the Grow Off meetup officially.
Definitely been in training.
Yeah.
I'm down for the Scobo challenge, Finger Lake says.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not like it's anything special. It's just a determination thing.
I'm gonna make it a new hashtag for you, man. The Skillbo challenge.
So, well, the 2.5 hours before this show started, he was already pre-gaming. So,
Yeah.
crazy man.
Then he's gonna have the after show.
Yeah.
He was telling me yesterday that when he was going to bed, you know, at a typical old man time, like, 6 p.m. or whatever the hell. It's like, oh, I know he's getting up early.
Fuck. You better not shine those headlights in my window.
Yeah.
Surprise!
It was a great surprise,
It was a great surprise.
Yeah, really was.
And now you guys get to go check the greenhouse out. That's going to be awesome.
He's a freak.
Well, it sucks to me that I finally, like, Dan is the last Pokemon that, out of
We'll
all.
be there, man. One day,
he's the last one.
Yeah.
sometime we'll all meet up.
No, I haven't.
I've met Dan before.
Look at this thing.
At Walmart last weekend.
A single wide roller. Just put it on the angle and watch. Be like, what the fuck?
I don't need to learn any roller techniques.
I need
There you go.
rollers.
See if you got a tip in it for you.
Oh,
Like, ah, that's too fucking tight.
It's a little tight. It's not bad though.
And loosen her up.
Have a great day, John boy.
Yeah, we got folks that are getting ready to get ready. We got 4 minutes until we strike in 8 o'clock. We still have 63 people chilling with us. I want to say good morning. Hopefully, at this point, you have rose and you have ground. Now it's time to get into the day.
Yeah, you got. Hopefully you have a good morning and head into work feeling real nice. I thankfully had the day off today.
Trey says that Dan is a hologram.
I've heard that about Dan. He's a hologram.
Cheers, Mr. Caleb. We'll see if there's anybody left that I have not.
Mr. Calix was thanking us for doing the show.
I've seen that.
Stuff earlier, so really appreciate that.
There you go.
Joe's 8 a.m. meeting is going to be fantastic. Perfect. That's what we're hoping to do. Give people some good vibes going into their day. You know, it's easy to turn the news on or something and then start your day in a mood that affects you all day long. So
Yeah. And there's a lot going on in the news right now.
Try to do this one day and, you know.
So if you start your day, like each new day is another chance to fucking turn it all around. And I mean that in the sense of like for better and for worse. If you've been doing great, each new day is a chance for you to fuck it all up. Don't slip. Stay at it. You know what I mean? That's the grind of the rise.
It's just nice to be able to head into your day with a smile, you know, rather than, you know, anything else. So happy to help give people that.
Well, I know we've made people laugh. And if nothing else, it gives people in chat a chance to start their day off talking with people that they already have a rapport with and enjoy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or just the channel that's on while they're doing their waking thing.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, there's so many people out there that get up, wake and bake just like all of us do, and it's just a chance to get together and just bullshit a little bit.
Whose crazy idea was this show? I think it was Scobo's idea.
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't.
It was Tara's idea.
It was Tara's idea.
It was just my time frame. It was
Tara's idea, and Dan was down. And so there we go.
I was down for Dan at Dunkin' Donuts with Dan. So that's where
it all came out.
You know, that's spread from all of that. So
hey man. It's all great.
Tons of fun.
Met a lot of good people for you guys.
Cheers, Derby.
Cheers, guys. Hope everyone has a great day today.
Chat.
I hope you've enjoyed some really good cannabis with us.
We've smoked 7 joints and a dab.
No,
Smoked
can't be. It's 5. How could it be 7?
5 plus I rolled that one and then you rolled this one.
Oh shit. So see, that's why I can't tell you how many I smoke in a day because that makes
you can't count.
Well, that makes like
weird.
Number 10 for me then.
We don't keep count.
Let's get it.
Counting's bad luck, right, Finger Lake?
That's right, man.
Yeah, that was it.
If we do, we're
count.
around.
I love that. It's like the best saying ever. Just don't you know that counting is bad luck?
See, somebody's fucking taking off going to work.
Always got room for more.
They're late. They chilled with us too long.
Well, Dank, man, do you have any shout outs you want to do before we get out of here? You want to shout yourself out? Where can everyone find you?
Shout me out. I'm on Instagram, Dankman Dan, posting videos and pictures of cannabis that I grow, man. We love the medicine it provides. Shout out to my wife. She's a big part of this cannabis that we grow, that 420 wife. She's on Instagram. Check her out. She does some awesome videos. And if you're on TikTok, man, she's all over there. If they're not shadow banning their videos because of cannabis. But,
Great.
Yeah, right on.
Thank you, Dan. Tara, do you have anybody you want to shout out?
I shouted out the Bubbling Bucket earlier, but I'd like to give them another shout out. They're great people. Mr. Chuck, he's helped me a whole lot. You guys, I got to shout you guys out. Michigan Bros Grows. I mean, love you guys. This is awesome. Everybody in the Grow Off chat, the Grow Off. It's so much fun. the ladies that I'm growing. This has been a real treat, and I hope everybody has a great day and tries to put on a positive smile and go out there and do your best and be lifted.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you guys.
Put on a happy face.
Smile. What do you think?
Jeez. Dude, this has fucking been awesome for me, man. Because
Yeah, it's
I got
cool.
to totally wake and bake in a different way. I normally have to do this shit alone. And so that's what I use, like the Grow Off chat or some crazy YouTube video. You know, sometimes you just want to get blown out.
Then I rolled 5 of the joints for you, so you didn't
Yeah.
have to do that.
I didn't have to do anything. I was just like chilling.
So that was cool.
Get to smoke a bunch of different stuff. Always hanging out with you. Great coffee and
Right.
killer conversation.
The Pepsi was good.
The Pepsi is good. What I would say before we get out of here is if you didn't get enough of us yet, to make sure to check us out Saturday nights at 8 o'clock on our channel to see the Frugal Force, and to come by for the Bro Show Live Sunday nights at 9. And if you still didn't get enough, to come on back Monday nights at 11 for the late sesh with Red Center at 9. And I think that's enough plugging for one episode. Other than that, my shout outs would be thanks to the chat and the community.
Thanks to the chat
Way to
too.
go today, man.
Appreciate you guys
Thanks,
getting
guys.
it. Thank you.
It's really crazy how busy you are and how busy we are in Abolished, and
Yeah, man.
it's really cool. Thank you guys for joining us, chat, especially. You guys are here for all the shows, so
We have
Really,
a
really
real
appreciate
community,
you guys.
man. They're their own
have a great day.
Bye.
Knock everything over.
friends.
You guys rock.
It's a good way to